Hi folks, welcome back to my World of Tanks replays with the mighty Jingles. I've been having a bad day today, I'm afraid. There's a special, actually there's two special events going on the EU server. There's, I don't even know what they are. There's a golden joystick thing and there's something else to do with the Russian Lend-Lease tanks which is going on as well. And ×5 experience for everybody, so absolutely all the worst players, everybody is playing. There's I've never seen so many people on the server, 134,000. Which is probably small beans for, certainly small beans for the Russian server, possibly small change for the American server as well. That's a lot of people playing on the EU server, and the teams have just been horrific. I mean, absolutely horrible. And I don't get it, because for everybody who loses, there has to be somebody who wins. You know, everybody can't be losing every game they play, and yet I have lost every game I've played today. Oh no, I tell a lie. I've got an average game in my IS-7 this morning. That's it. I've lost every other game I've played today. And they've mostly been like this. There you go. Hetzer, it's only tier 4. 23,000 credits, 676 XP on a defeat. And look at that. Look at the team score. And there you go. There I am with 451 XP, 5 kills. Of the 8 kills that my team managed to get between them, I got 5 of them. And look at the XP awarded. I mean, most of the team couldn't even get 100 experience. Look at the enemy team. They weren't that good either. Sitting there with 451 XP means I got more experience than 13 of the winning team. It still wasn't good enough to get a win. This gun on the Hetzer only does 110 damage, and I did 1600 damage to the enemy team with it, and still lost. So I've just given up. It's, you know, getting ×5 out, that would have been 5,000 XP easily, 5,000 XP match in a tier 4 tank destroyer. It's just a complete waste of time. I also bought myself one of these with a special event on, 15% off for Jagdpanzer 88. It's meant to be a very, very, very good moneymaker, and you know it has been. I'm getting 64,000 credits on all the defeats I've had in the Jagdpanzer 88. I haven't won a game in this thing today either. It's not what I was expecting it to be. I have to say that much. Basically, it's a stock Jagdpanzer at tier 8. It is really slow. It's like T28 prototype slow. Don't believe the stats. It says it can do 28 kilometers per hour. Bullshit. More like 22, with the Panther giving it a push. You know, it's a slow machine. And the traverse speed, again, 22 degrees per second? Nah, don't believe that for a second. Closer to 18. But it's not bad. Unfortunately, you know, as I said, it's just been one of those days. Well, it's been one of those weekends. Yesterday was no better. I can't play anymore. I'm just getting too angry. So, well, yeah. Time to watch some replays. So here's some more of the submissions from the replay contest. And I have to say, they just keep getting better and better. After the first day of looking through the replays, I had a shortlist in each category with about 5 or 6 games in each that I thought were going to be hard to beat. Some of them have been beat. I've gone through about another 30 or 40 emails today, maybe 100, 150 replays, and there have been some spectacularly good games. So what you're going to see today is a selection of videos from the replays that didn't make it on the shortlist in the first place, but one of them, see if you can guess which one, is one of them that was on the shortlist and just got bumped off. So yeah, here we go. Some more replays for you. Certainly more fun than the games I've been having today. Here we go. Well, first up, it's Goliard again. We saw him yesterday in one of his AMX 1390 submissions, and he has sent in some incredibly good replays. This was one of them. This one, like the AMX 1390 replay, Goliard, I hope you're not watching this and crying into your beer. Not quite good enough to make it in the heavy tank list, but don't despair. You sent a lot of replays in. That doesn't mean that the others didn't make it onto the short lists. But here's his AMX M4 1945, tier 7 French heavy tank in a tier 8 game on Rubenberg. I do like the AMX M4. Whoa, VK2801. Ah. Now luckily that guy wasn't interested in stopping to take pot shots, because that howitzer on the 2801 will wreck the lightly armoured AMX M4. And there's a Type 59 over there, just put one into his engine and then blows his tracks off. So this is a pretty bad start. But that DCA 45 90mm gun works exceptionally well on this tank. The gun's available on the ARL 44, but it's just not very good on the ARL. The aiming time is too long, the reload is too long. Great penetration, decent damage, but it just really doesn't work on the ARL. On this tank, however, different story entirely. You see the ARL there behind him, he's got the same gun. Now the M4 doesn't have an awful lot of armour at all. You know, it's very French. But it's quick. It's easily the most mobile Tier 7 heavy tank. And I had a lot of fun when I was driving mine. Golly, I was getting a bit upset here with the guys behind him sitting in the middle of an open field instead of getting into cover and killing this Type 59. So, yeah, fine. You want a job doing properly, do it yourself. And there's contact all over the field here. Enemy tanks all over the place. And this is quite an amusing moment. Okay, tank won't fit through that gap. Crap, I'm stuck. Yep, he's actually managed to wedge himself in there. So this could be a very uneventful game. And he's asking there in chat, can somebody push me from the other side, please? So this ARL's coming up trying to nudge his ass out of the way. Understandably, he doesn't want to go around the other side because, oh, buggeration, T-34, a Super Pershing, another AMX. And he's really not keen on going around to push him from the front. Not with that lot. And this must have been so frustrating. ARL takes a big old hit there. T-34's forced back. T-29's going around, shooting him in the ass. And we finally get free, or do we? ARL keeps nudging him. There we go. Right. Now that T-34, is he too far forward? Is he overextended? And there's another AMX. And he kills the ARL. Goliath puts one into him. Is he going to reload in time? No. Another big old hit. Super Pershing down there somewhere, hidden in the bushes. But, oh! And another big hit, and now he's in serious trouble. He only has 213 health left, and then he gets tracked. It's not looking good. But he manages to kill that M4 before he can get into cover. The T-29, with a little bit of help from his friends, has managed to finish off the T-34, and there's a T-28 prototype whose gun is not pointing in the right direction. And we get a good hit into him. Can we finish him off? Possibly. Yes, we can. .213 health, and there's that Super Pershing, and he hasn't taken a scratch yet. He's about to make short work of this T-34-85. And there's the enemy artillery. I don't know what it is about M7 priests. but they are so hard to kill. I've seen so many shots, not in this game, I've seen so many shots bounce off M7 priests like you just wouldn't believe it. Well, Goliard's leaving that Super Pershing to the T-34-85 and the T-29. And oh yeah, there's a juicy shot, which misses. Wouldn't you believe it? That's more like it. $213 health left. This could be dangerous. Now there's an IS-3. But his ass is pointing towards Goliard. Goliard's about to back up, but can he get another shot in before this guy turns? Yep, he can. IS-3's running out of options here. He's got bad guys in front and behind. And he seems to be dismissing Goliard's M4 as the weaker threat. I know he's coming back, and that gives the IS an opportunity to get around behind him, but he doesn't do any damage. And the IS takes a hit from the Panther. Goliard takes the opportunity, and there we go. Is he going to get a shot in before he turns? Because it's going to be one shot kill if this IS-3 can hit him. Panther 2's running for his life, and now the IS-3's turned his back on him again. Although, to be fair, this guy is running out of options. And he's pummeling that IS. That's all it takes. And there you go. AMX M4 1945 Tier 7 French heavy tank getting Top Gun in a street fight with the armour he has in a Tier 8 game. Not a bad result. 1500 XP, undoubled, 38,000 credits. Good game. Not good enough to make the heavy tank shortlist. Next up, we have a T50-2 submission from Maverick 92, also from the North American server. I haven't actually seen, surprisingly, that many T50-2 submissions. In fact, this was, it wouldn't even surprise me if this was the only one I've seen so far. Which is very, very surprising considering how popular these tanks are. I've had dozens of Chaffee submissions. I've even had a couple of VK2801s, but T50-2s, surprisingly few. Now, this is a Tier 7 in counter battle on Himmelsdorf. And Maverick, as you can see, is throwing himself straight into the thick of the action. But I do love a good T50-2 game. There is never a dull moment when you're driving one of these things, even when you're getting rammed up the ass by friendly T43s. Oh, hello, speaking of T43s. Now that is quite surprising, because there's normally quite a fight for the top of the hill in an encounter battle. And he's set that T43 on fire, which is always good for a laugh. Oh, somebody just ammo racked him. T20 got a shot in. Panzer IV's taking a beating. Obviously this is a 7.5 game. Panzer IV with the Schmaltern and the L70 gun. But sitting on a corner trading shots with an IS? Yeah, not smart. And wait for him to fire. There he goes, pop back out. Pummel him while he moves. Probably one more shot and they're tumbling away. Although he's aiming at the Panzer IV. There we go. Whoa, okay, who's next? Oh, there's an SU-152 over there, and a KV-1. And wait for him to shoot. Oh, his gun's pointing the other way, fine. Trying to blow his tracks off. Found that, just shoot him. There we go, he's down. Next, KV-1. And as long as his gun's pointing the other way, we're going to have some fun. And he's dead. So, control of the hill. Time to go looking for fresh kills. Oh, check that out. Enemy tanks coming up behind the guys on the hill. That's basically because nobody went down the road on the 8 line. So the fight for the hill isn't over. But Maverick's got better things to do. T-29 over there. Oh, all sorts of tanks over there. Oh, Panzer IV with a howitzer. He could hurt us if he hits us. So let's not let him hit us.
We didn't even scratch them. Enemy is hit. Truck is hit. It could break any minute. Enemy armor is destroyed.
First confirmed kill. Oh, artillery. Oh, we'll have him.
Looks like that one went right through. We nailed it bad.
And he's just fired, so we're quite okay to go chasing him down. And that guy is fast, but yeah, he's not fast enough. Right, T-29 or Tiger P. T-29's looking more vulnerable. And his gun isn't pointing this way. Oh, side of the turret. And now engine block. One more. Oh, somebody else kills him. Tiger P, your turn.
They're hit. Punched right through their armor. Enemy is hit. Punch right through their armor. Enemy armor is damaged.
And there you go. Not too bad at all. That was a 1300 XP match. Tier 7 game, Tier 5 light tank. Although, to be fair, the T50-2 does get ranked as a Tier 6, so it wasn't the most difficult game to be involved in. But he did a butt-ton of damage to the enemy team. And it was a good game, you know. That's the kind of game that anybody would be happy to walk away with that kind of result in that tank. Not good enough for the light tank shortlist, though. Next up, tank destroyers, and it's the Jagdpanzer IV, driven by... Hell, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. It's just a random collection of letters. Sorry, dude. We're just going to call you FJ. So, and you know, it is good to see a Jagdpanzer IV driver making the most of the machine. Because the Jagdpanzer IV is, well, it's kind of like the M3 Lee of the tank destroyer world. Well, no, it's not that bad. Nothing's that bad. But it's not a great machine. Actually, that's not true. It's a good machine. It's just got a crap gun. I mean, it's low profile, it's stealthy, it's fast, it's very manoeuvrable. But that 88mm L56 gun has got no business being on a tank destroyer. It's an adequate gun for a Tier 6 medium tank. It's a bloody awful gun for a Tier 7 medium tank, but a tank destroyer? No. Even though it is improved over the medium tank version of the same gun, it's just not really good enough. But it's good to see somebody making it work. Now, this is a great spot for most tank destroyers. Not particularly good for a gun that has... for a machine that has a gun that's mounted as low down as the Jagdpanzer IV. Although you can make this position work, there's only one real spot, and FJ is going to find it. But that ain't it. Come on, nearly there. And come on. Takes some finding. There we go. That's the spot. And you are very, very hard to hit. You're completely safe from artillery. You do have a very narrow field of fire, though. But anybody coming on that corner, you've got clear shots at. And they need to be very good or very lucky to hit you back. But, and this is what I'm talking about, this gun. 290 meters. And to be fair, all he can really shoot at is the front of the turret of that 3601H, which is a tough target to penetrate. But you're an equivalent tier tank destroyer. The gun should be better than this. And even though he didn't do any damage to them, he does seem to have pushed them back. Like, they're not interested in maybe taking damage. Panzer IV up there, if there was anybody on that corner, they would be shooting at the Panzer IV. So it looks like they've all pulled back, and there is plenty of action going on if you have a look at the map. Plenty of action going on around that intersection. I'd be a little worried about the eastern flank though. There are only 2 tank destroyers over there. There could be anything coming through that village on the crossroads. Well, FJ's decided, screw this, nothing happening here. Let's go looking for something to shoot at. That spot, by the way, is absolutely amazing for vehicles like T-28 prototype. Something with a really good gun mantle and a gun that's actually mounted a bit higher up. Not so good for lower slung. Oh, hello, KV-1 on 17%. Yeah, we'll have him. And yeah, we are actually losing 8-6. Not a good start. And FJ is now the highest tier vehicle left on his team. They've lost their tier 7. Although, to be fair, so does the enemy team. And, oh, Panzer IV. Kill number 2. I suppose the thing about the Jagdpanzer IV is it's not quite as mobile and manoeuvrable and fast as the Stug 3, but it's got a lot more health. Stug's sitting there on 350. This thing has 600. So it's nowhere near as fragile as the Stug is. Speaking of Stugs,
Enemy vehicle knocked down.
3 kills. And don't forget, we're in a very thinly armoured tank destroyer fighting in street battle. It's not the natural environment for the Jagdpanzer IV. It does like lots of cover, lots of friendly tanks up front, spotting targets for it. And now this could be bad. Oh, watch this. Look at that. Totally threw his aim off and basically saved his ass. But before we get too carried away praising that Panzer III/4 driver, he has a bit of a derp moment here. As we're coming around to take on this other 3601H. Watch this. Ah! You know what? I thought it was the Panzer III/4 driver. It wasn't. There's a Panzer IV up there. Okay, well, there's 3 tanks, well, 2 artillery and an enemy tank there. 1 artillery and 2 mediums chasing after that 3601. But this Panzer IV had the temerity to shoot us in the ass. Where did he go? .3601 sneaked around. And he's looking the wrong way. Oh, bounced, seriously. Bounced off the arse of a 3601. Okay, well, we won't do that twice. Right, now, getting back to that Panzer IV. Let's see if we can get ourselves a Top Gun. Top Gun in the Jagdpanzer IV. Inconceivable. Now what you're going to see here came as a real surprise to me. There's a little sneaky hidey hole up here, which I knew nothing about until I watched this replay. You ready for this? There he is. Check that out. I didn't know you could hide there. So hey, yeah, I learned something from watching this one. So there you go, a win, 15-10. Top Gun in the Jagdpanzer IV. That's a good result in anybody's money. Not good enough to make it onto the tank destroyer shortlist, however. Next up, an artillery replay. And this is Jockey 125, or Jock 125. You know what, I'm just going to call you Jock. We'll pretend you're Scottish for the purposes of this replay. He's driving his M41, American Tier 5 artillery. It seems to be my experience that all of the Tier 5 artillery is pretty good. Although, I have to confess, the only Tier 5 artillery I've ever driven was the Hummel, but the Hummel was fantastic. And you do see M41s doing quite well too. Now this is a Tier 9 game. He's Tier 5 artillery. He's the only artillery on his team. They have a Hummel. This should be good.
Let's get this show on the road.
It's Sand River, and it's an assault map. Now, I've switched these games off by default because I just couldn't face getting Prokhorovka assault anymore. However, in patch 8.1, Prokhorovka is no longer on the battle rotation as an assault map, so I might have to go back and try these assault games out again. Okay, Jock's found his spot. He's looking for targets. Let's see what we can see. Let's just enlarge the map, see what's going on. Most of the team are heading south. And they're likely to run into trouble on the corner down by J9. You probably expect to see the enemy tank destroyers on the ridge line. Or on the corner down by J9 as well. What do they have? A Ferdinand, a Jagdpanther, an SU-152 and a T-25/2. So some of them are quite quick. Okay, here are the guys going up around either north. There's not that many of them, and there's contact. It's an IS-3. It's a big change when you get the Tier 5 artillery from the Tier 4 because the aiming time suddenly gets a lot longer. Although your damage output is a lot better as well. So that's the trade-off.
Penetration.
Direct hit, only 277 damage. Check out the other side of the map. Scouts have run into all sorts of heavies over there, but there's plenty of trouble over on this side as well. And there's that IS-3 again. And he's disappeared. Oh, there he is. Spotted him again. Come on. Stay still. Your ideal shot would be right behind the turret, right on top of the engine deck, where it's most likely to penetrate and do full damage. Again, another direct hit. All it did was blow his tracks off and a measly 252 damage. So you guys who don't play artillery, watching this sort of replay should be quite educational for you. See the sort of problems artillery have. You know, trying to do the best for the team. Oh, and that one just missed. And look at the length of the reload these guys have. Trying to put shots on target. And the trouble they have trying to put shots on target. Unbelievably. That one missed. Oh, come on. Seriously. Although that guy's gotten himself into trouble there. Fallen off the edge. Probably German tank, lousy gun depression, too keen to edge forward over the lip of that gully there to get his gun down onto the friendly tank, that IS-3, and ended up falling over the edge. I've done it myself, and it's not very clever.
That was close.
And again, another hit for just 200 damage on that, what is that? Tiger 2. Jock only has 13 shots left. He just keeps breaking contact. Can we finally get a decent hit? Nope. A fourth direct hit on that IS-3 and only did 244 damage. I think he's only missed with one shot so far. That's pretty good. Come on, you've got to finish off this target too. Yes. Check the map. The guys that went around the south went around in force and they've really broken through there. But this guy, he managed to get himself out of the trouble he was in. And come on, come on. Missed. Didn't even do any splash damage. And that IS-3's in trouble now. Okay, well, he doesn't have to worry about friendly fire now. But he might have to worry about himself. Can we finish off that? Yes, good. Good hit on the Tiger. Finished him off. But there's two big angry enemy tanks coming in. Jock can't really abandon his position here because there is a friendly tank there he needs to help defend. But it's not looking too good on this side. And the guys over on the the eastern side of the map aren't pushing forward now with any degree of haste. So Jock maintains his position rather than running. Trying to reload in time to get another shot into this IS-3. And did he blow his tracks off? Did 33 splash damage. It's pretty pathetic. And this friendly here, this IS, is seriously outgunned. Now, although Jock hasn't actually done a massive amount of damage, well, he has done a lot of damage to that IS-3. He's just done it in dribs and drabs. He's probably done some significant modular crew damage to him, but he has to get out of here now. He has no idea where these guys are coming from. It's time to move. He needs to be somewhere else. Otherwise, he's just going to be the next target. Now, interestingly, they're not actually coming looking for artillery. They're heading up to flank the guys who are attacking the enemy base. Okay. So we redeploy. No, I need to move up a bit to get a better shot. And we're loaded, we just need to... targets have disappeared again. But he knows they're coming up here to flank the attackers. Come on, come on. Good hit. And again, direct hit. Does minimal damage. Although, to be fair, we don't know what sort of module damage. Oh, enemy artillery. Right, we've got to kill him. Got to kill enemy artillery. Priority target. Okay, he's disappeared, but sometimes artillery doesn't move between shots. So we'll take the shot anyway. Got him. Good call. Okay, now there's a... Oh, E75 finished him off. It was an E50. And here's a T32. Come on, Jock, have him. Another direct hit. 182 damage. So hopefully, you know, you can see from this the problems that artillery have. Another direct hit, only did 300 damage. He's not doing any more, in fact he's doing less damage than a heavy or medium tank would be doing by hitting enemy targets. Finally kills that IS-3, and he must have hit him 6 or 7 times. And can I get the finishing blow onto this T-32? Possibly. Yes, he can. So there you go, 4 kills. With his last shot, he killed the last remaining tank on the enemy team. So that's Jockey 1-2 something. His name's disappeared, unfortunately, off the team list. That's Jock there, earning a Fadens medal in his M41 in an assault battle on Sand River. Good game, well played. Not good enough for the shortlist. So, medium tanks, and here we have De Ruyter ZH. Yes, I said ZH. I know the Americans amongst us are all going, does he mean Z? Yes, I mean Z. I'm British, deal with it. De Ruyter ZH, with a name like that, must be from the Netherlands, driving his T20 American Tier 7 medium tank. And it's a Tier 7 game on Abbey, so, you know, should be able to do well. And this, I think, in fact, yeah, this is the first T20 replay we've seen on this channel, so yay. And De Ruyter certainly knows how to drive his T20. But, and people asked while the contest was running, you know, what sort of thing are you looking for? And I wasn't prepared to say at the time, because then that's all anybody would send in. But what we've got here, I mean, the sort of thing I'm looking for isn't necessarily, I want to see people who get 10 kills in every game, and this and that, and so on and so on. Showing good situational awareness, reacting to the appropriate threat at the appropriate time, being a good team player. This is all the sort of thing that go toward a great replay. And De Ruyter's certainly no slouch driving the T20, as you're going to see, you know, as events unfold very, very soon. You know, he can throw this thing around, he can outmaneuver tanks, he can get kills. But his biggest skill is his situational awareness, and you'll see what I mean. So there's first contact, T25/2. Now he's pretty much got the same gun as the T20. And there's a T25/2 with him. And he goes, he misses, he gets a shot into him in return. And is he going to reload in time? Nope. Friendly T25 takes him out. So now we're going to get a shot into this 361. Yep, he spotted the threat from the Jagdpanzer, but the Jagdpanzer's shooting at the T25. So he gets a sneaky shot into him. But now the Jagdpanzer, yeah, he's okay. Well, he's going to wait. He's going to take the hit because he knows he can kill him with his next shot. Now it's the 361 again. Bounced off his gun mantle, and he's really unlucky not to kill him here. Look at this. Yeah, and the T25/2 gets the kill. However, and this is what I'm talking about, team player, situational awareness. Look at the map. Have a look down here in J7, J8. There was a Stug guarding that back road. He's just died, and there's a whole bunch of enemy tanks about to go charging into the base. Artillery's making a run for it. There's an Su-85 down there making a run for it. Nobody's standing up against these enemy tanks that have just disappeared from the map because nobody's in contact with them, and they're about to win by capping. De Ruyter's spotted it, and he's going to go back and do something about it. Now watch this Su-85 and this Su-8. They're both running for their lives. But they see De Ruyter coming, and they think, oh, cavalry's here. And he basically inspires them to turn around and fight back. Now there's a 3001H who's gone chasing after these guys looking for some easy kills. And he gets the surprise of his life when this T20 comes charging around the corner. So De Ruyter rams him, and the Su-85 defends himself and kills him. Meanwhile the Su-8 has turned around, and it's, you know, it's like that scene from We Were Soldiers when the aid station is about to get overrun. Gentlemen, defend yourselves. Su-8 kills the Panzer III/4, and what De Ruyter's doing here is he's not going for the kills. He's spreading the damage around. He's hitting each tank to reset the cap on each tank. And by doing this, he's exposing himself to fire from all of these guys in the cap circle. But it needs to be done. And there you go. He's reset the cap of everybody in the cap circle. He took a pounding while he was doing it, but it needed to be done. Somebody had to do it. He was the only one in the position to make it happen. Now, he's on 376 health. That IS has a gun that can do 390 average damage. And that IS is very pissed off. What's this? SU-8, don't fail me now. And artillery saves his ass. And suddenly we've won. Won by capture. With only one artillery left on the enemy team. And that was basically De Ruyter here. Inspiring these guys to turn around and fight back. Resetting the cap pretty much by himself. Taking on all these enemy tanks. But basically, by his example, encouraging these fellas to turn around and defend themselves. And he got 2 kills out of it, did a whole bunch of damage to the enemy team, got the Defender medal, and lived to tell the tale. And, you know, this is also the sort of thing I'm looking for. Not just those games where you walk away with 9 kills. This guy won the game for the team by his example. The SU-85, the SU-8, they got 3 of the kills. But they only got 3 of the kills because De Ruyter came back to defend them. Great player. Well done. Exceptional game. Great team play. Great situational awareness. Spotting the threat. Reacting to it. And that's also the sort of thing I'm looking for. But unfortunately, sorry, not good enough to make the shortlist. So that was today's crop of replays from the didn't quite make it list. I'm going to be getting back to looking through more replays. I hope you enjoyed the ones that we had on show tonight. I certainly enjoyed watching them myself. Plenty more where they came from. Oh, trust me. Plenty, lots, just hundreds, thousands more where they came from. And I hope to get as many of them as possible up. You guys deserve your moment in the spotlight as much as me. I've been hogging this channel for far too long. I will be doing more contests in the future. I might take a bit of a break before I do anything quite like this contest again. And if I do, I will probably, who am I kidding, I will almost certainly be capping the number of submissions I'm prepared to accept from, you know, one person at a time. But it's certainly been fun, and like I said yesterday, there are far worse ways to spend your time than watching really, really good World of Tanks games. So I'm going to get back to looking through the replays, and in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed what you've seen so far, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you on the battlefield. Until next time.